Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an interesting looking puzzle, and also it's another bit of interest on it. It has an extremely high rating. This one is listed currently as a 99% approval rating, which is not something you see often. There's usually fluctuations. You could be anywhere from like a 90 to a 96 or something like that, and those are very good puzzles. Now, that will change, of course, over time, probably, but it was just interesting to see a 99%. And so I figured I'd give a look-see, and giving a look-see, it visually is appealing as well, so sound like a good puzzle to me. So that's what I'm going to do. So with that said, it's called Triangles by Riffclown, and let's just jump into our rules and see what's going on here. So normal Sudoku, so every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Then we got digits on a wide purple Renban. Cool. I do like some of the setters are starting to differentiate lines by thicknesses to help those with any type of color blindness or whatever, where it makes it easier to see the thickness instead of just color. So I like this. But so the purple Renbans, the big boys, the thick boys, are the Renbans. So these are consecutive. So these could be 1, 2, 3, 4 in some order, whatever. Then we have digits on thin blue regions. Some lines have the same total for each region the line enters. Different lines may have different totals. So these are the skinny boys. These guys, they will be reason sums. So whatever this digit is, these three must add up to it. This guy, whatever it is, this will be the same value, and these two will add up to those, etc., etc. And then we have medium boys, I'll call them. Adjacent digits on a green German whisper line must differ by at least 5. So these are the kind of the healthy mid-range thickness. So these will be German whispers. So whatever this is, this one will be 5 away from it. This will be 5 away from that one, etc., etc. And that's it. So nothing out there in terms of rule sets. These are all fairly standard variants. So with that said, let's just jump into it and see if we can get it solved. So links in the description below. Let's get at it. Alrighty. So question, as always, is where the heck do we start? I did notice the region sum. Maybe we start there, because this digit, again, is going to be whatever these three are, so it has to at least be 6, because 1, 2, 3 adds to 6. That's the bare minimum we can put in these three. Same's going to occur here. Now, does that do anything? Oh, actually, it does. Interesting. If we think about this in relation to this, could this ever be a 6? These would be a 1, 2, 3. Oh no, no, it can't work. Okay, there's something. Initially, I was thinking, oh well, there's 3 of their low digits. We have to put 2 low digits on here, but there's an overlap here. Where this breaks, though, is this says that one of the low digits is this. The other one is going to be a 4. We can't put a 4 on these triangle German whispers, because wherever we put a 4, we have to put 2 9s, because 4 and 9 are the only digits that are 5 away from it, or 9 is the only digit 5 away from 4. So this won't work. So it's not 6. Same's going to be true for up here. Now I think that throws a wrench in the 7, because this could be 1, 2, 4, like that, and this obviously wouldn't be 4. So you have a 1, 2, and then you'd have a 3, let's say, over here, and these could be 8, 9, or what have you. So that could work. Okay. Well, that didn't necessarily reduce our options too much. It seemed like it would be useful. The other thing I noticed would be that these are the same values, but they're kind of straddling the regions here. So they don't necessarily put a ton of pressure on any of the other regions, at least not too much. Now we also have a given digit, which we don't usually get too many of. Okay, that's going to be something at least to look at. Again, we know this German whisper must be 2 high digits and 2 low digits. We don't know in which order they go, but that is what it is, because on a German whisper, you're always going to flip from high and low. So if these two are going to be some value, whether they be both high or both low, we don't know, and these are going to be the other polarity of it. So whether these are high, low, it doesn't matter. Well, we can't put a 6 on any of these German whispers, because we'd have to put 2 1s with it. Same with the 4, 9, we go 1, 6 pair. which are only the only thing 5 away from a 6 is a 1. So the high digits on this thing have to be 8 and 9. And they will go with a 1, 2, or a 3. Now we don't know, again, what order they go in. So we know we have 2 high digits that are 8s and 9s, and the 2 low digits are going to be picked from 1, 2, and 3. I guess that pushes 4, 5, and 6 into the corners. Does that do anything for us? Don't know that it does, because this could be a 4. We could have a... Yeah, it could be 4, 5, 6, and this be a 7. And that would... This one wouldn't be the other one, so these would be the 5, 6s. So that is possible. And the region sum, because it has only 2 digits, we can't really reduce its options. It could be anything from 3 and up. Well, obviously, except for 8 and 9 and 7 because of what we already said here, but what else does that say? Is this always going to be a low digit? Let's think about it that way. Again, if we have a 7, it's 1, 2, 4. This would be a 1 or a 2. If we have an 8, there's 2 ways to make 8. 1, 2, 5. This wouldn't be a 5, so it'd be a 1 or a 2. And 1, 3, 4. It wouldn't be a 4, but it would be a 1 or a 3. Those are 7s and 8s. 9s. 2, 3, 4 is one way to do it. This couldn't be the 4, so it'd just be a 2 or 3, so we're still in the 1, 2, 3 range. Now there's 2 ways to make 9s with the 1. 1, 2, 6. Can't put a 6 on here, so this will be a low digit, 1 or 2. And then 1, 3, 5, we can't put a 5. So yeah, so this is a low digit, no matter what it is. 1, 2, or 3, which means this is a low digit, 1, 2, or 3. These are high digits. 8 or 9. It can't be 7. Look at that. So we do now know what these groupings are. So these become the 8, 9 pair. I think I'll get rid of the coloring. It's not super useful. I was using it more for demonstration purposes there. But what is that? Well, it tells us we have 2 high digits now on this Renban. That's not super useful. I mean, we can put in the options here. It could go down to a 5, so if it's 8, 7, 6, 5. But I think any of these digits will work. Yeah. Okay, that's not great. What more can we do? Did this 8, 9 give us anything? Do we have any of the same kind of... Not necessarily, because we don't have the 7 in these guys. What other obligations can we put in here? 7s, not necessarily, because any of these 3 could be. Again, we're going to have the same thing here though, right? Yeah, this is going to be the same concept. Okay. If this is 7, 8, or 9, this will always be a low digit, 1, 2, or 3, which means this will always be a low, which means these will be highs, but we can't rule out the 7, so it's 7, 8, or 9. Okay. Now we can't really say what these are. They could be low, they could be 5 or 6 is possible. So there's a lot of possibilities there. Let's think about U, because maybe there's an opposite effect here. Because it's going to be similar to what's going on here, right? 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, so this has to be a high digit. Because it can't be 4, because we can't put 2 9s. So it has to do it, and it can't be 5, obviously, because it can't put a 5 in a German whisper. Can't be 6, because it can't do 2 1s, so it's 7, 8, 9 as well. That says this is high, 7, 8, 9. These are low, 1, 2, 3. No 4s. So we do get it. Okay, so the 8, 9 says this is 7. Therefore, this does not have a 3 on it. That's a 1-2 pair. We get a 3 here. This is not 3. We know what these three digits are in general. They are 4, 5, and 6. How does that help us with our Renban, or does it? That is, again, a good question. We can also think about what these guys can be. Because we know these 4 digits now are 4, 5, 6, and whatever this isn't. Well, that whatever this isn't can't go here, because the lowest we can ever get to would be 7. Oh no, we can't even get to the 4 anymore, right? Because this being an 8, 9. So 7, 8, 6, 5. This is not 4, so it is just 5 or 6. And whatever's left over from like this one goes with the 4, 5, 6, whatever is left over from this one. Again, helpful, maybe, maybe not. This is not 8 or 9, by the way. Okay. Do we start looking at U? What about 8s and 9s? 5, 6. Well, we could get up to 8 on here, so we can't say that. No, that just kind of pushes. Well, these can't have 8s or 9s on them. So 2 of these 4 are. I don't like that too much. Yeah, that doesn't really do too. I mean, one of these is a 7 just by Sudoku. Can we put a 7 on here? The answer is no, because of 8 and 9. Okay, there we go. Not 7. 7. So now we know we have at least 7, 6, 5. And it has to be that way, actually, because we can't do 7, 4, 5, 6, because that breaks this. So that's out. These are 4s. This becomes an 8. Good. That 4 didn't see anything. The 8 and the 7 don't see anything just yet. Okay, that's fine. Now, one of these is going to be 8. Okay, no, that's not true. I was going to say this can't be 5, but it could, because this could be a 9-8 pair. This would be the 7. Or sorry, this could be a 7 with an 8, and these could be a 6, 5. Okay. Now, got a brace on my wrist because it's hurting like heck, but it's annoying as hell, so I'm going to take it off. What are these digits? Maybe we can figure out some. Let's just start here. 1, 2, 3, and 9. We can never put a 9 on this thing, so get out of here. This can't be a 6. Ooh, why did that do that? This is either 4 or 5. One of these is 9. These have 8s and 9s on them. We obviously can't put 8s and 9s on both of these, so it's gonna be this one plus one of these. Don't know if that makes a difference between these two. I was gonna think about the 4s, but the 4 could go in 2 different places. If we can make this one become an 8, 9, that would push the 4 here and then say this is a 1, 3 pair, but we don't know what this is. I think we know one of these is a 3 though, because it's either going to be a 4. Oh, is that right? No, let's back up from that for a second. What can this be? 4, 5, or 6? Well, it can't be 6 because we can't make 6. So it's either 4 or 5. I'm going to take out these markings because they're not really helping me personally. Okay, so we have a 1, 2, 3 grouping. Now we've got whatever's left over from these two is going to come over here with our 8, 9. I don't think we know which one exactly that is yet. Oh, here we wait, duh. Let's use obvious stuff. These two are the same value. We've said that a while back. Can't be 4. These are 5s. Therefore, this is 6. Now we know this is a 2, 3 to make 5, so this is a 1, 9. It's amazing what happens when you use your brain and look at things. But that's fine, whatever. So that's a 2, 3 pair, which means this is 1. These then have to be 2 and 4, which is going to tell us what these all are. So we get 4, 8, and 9. This can't be 4, so that does push the 4 here, like we had stated previously. So that is an 8, 9 pair. What are you? 3, 5, and 6, it appears to be. All right, so we've got a foothold now. So let's see if we can do some more work on this thing. This has to be 7, because we have to tie the 6 into the 8, 9. If this is a 7, this is a 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. Therefore, this is the 3 to go with our 8, 9. This can't be 1. We have a 1, 2, 4 looking downwards. That may or may not be of value to us. One of these is going to be a 7 by Sudoku, so this isn't. Don't think we can necessarily hash this Renban out yet. Don't think so. One of these is a 4. So what else do we have that we can start to look at? Do we have Sudoku that's helping us? We do have a number of 7s, some 4s and 5s, etc., etc. One of these is a 7. Not really. Might be a little bit early on the Sudoku look. Okay, let's think about you. We do have some restrictions now. Can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 8 or 9, so it's 5, 6, or 7. If it's 5, we're looking at, okay, it can't be 7. There we go. Again, use your region sums. These are the same values. It's not 7. Which does push the 7 here, which means this is not 7. So we have an 8, 9 with a 7, so this is 6. Therefore, this is 5. That says, well, this is either a 1, 4 or a 2, 3. You don't quite know yet, but this is a 5. This is not. Good. What is this digit? It's just a 6. Or it's a given 6, not it's just a 6, like it's lesser than anything else. One of these is a 1. Again, we have the 1, 2, 4. So we need to put a 3 and a 7 up here. These little bits of info might start helping us. Again, we don't know exactly what this is. Maybe we can think about that, though. 1, 4, 2, 3. This can't be a 1, because it would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be broken. Anything else like that we can say? We know that there's no 1 on it at all. Hoping we could push. We can. There has to be a 5 on this thing because of Sudoku. Now, 5, 4, 3, 2, I guess is possible. Or it could be something, well, let's think about it that way. We can't go up to a 6. We know it has a 5. Or it can't go up to 7. We know it has a 5 on it. Oh, and it has a 6 on it. Let's think a little more rationally. It does have a 6. Therefore, it must be 6, 5, 4, 3. You're not 2. 6, 5, 4, 3. Let's get rid of this sloppiness stuff. This is not 3 or 4. And these are not 3s, so this is the 3. Therefore, this is the 2. And we get the 1 and the 2 now. Good. This is not 4. This is not 3. Again, bits and bobs. 4, 5, 6 doesn't necessarily see into here just yet. But what are these digits, maybe? We've got 1, 8, and 9. That doesn't do a whole lot, but I'll put it in just for the sake of it. Okay, let's push on to something else and see what comes unglued. We know one of those is a 7, so that's already there. Do we have anything? This can't be 5. We had already kind of said that. 2, 3, 4. No. I was hoping to see we get something to start pushing onto these other clues, and then we can start to break them down. This is going to have to be a low digit. 1, 2, or 3. Because it can't be 4, 5, or 6. That is useful. Because obviously we can't go to 7 here because you have to have 2 1s to make 9. So there is a 1 here that first off removes the 1 here. It also says this is 9 and 1. What are these digits? They have to be 7 and 8, it looks like. So we get a 7, 8, 9. We need 4, 5s, and 6s. We can put a 5 here. These become 4 and 6. There's a little something. Good. Let's think about the math here. Well, it could be 1, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 6. So no, we can't do much there. Don't believe so. We need a 4 in one of these two. That's not giving us much. Really would like to get these clues solved in some rational form here instead of kind of jumping around on Sudoku. The only one we really have left is this Renban. Is there anything we can push onto it again? One of these is a 9. That's not really doing much for us. Okay. Where is our next step? Go back to our clues that we've had previously and see if anything is coming out to talk to us. We have a 5 here, just noticed that by Sudoku, so maybe I should be going back. Yes, 6 and 5. Okay, so maybe there is a bit more Sudoku. Nope, we get an X-wing on 5s. What about 6s? Yes, we can go back to the 4 and the 6. Now we have the 6. There we go. So this has to be a 1, 2. This has to be 9, 8, 9. That'll do a little bit of work. What more can we say? This has to be 3, so these can't have a 7 on them, so this is the 7 and 8, and therefore it pushes a 7 here. This has to be 1 or 2. Actually, we can just put a 4 here, first off, and then we can say these have to be from 1, 2, and 9. This one can't be 2, this can't be 9. Anything else useful? This is 3. So we get 2 and 3. Get rid of that little marking. Just for cleanup purposes. Anything further? I think all of this is taken now. It's getting into what can we put on this guy and what can't we. So I'm going to hop back into that Sudoku life and see if we can punch anything. Because there's going to be a digit somewhere on this thing that's going to let us get moving back into, this can't be a 3, into some calculations as what the Renbans could be. So, where is that? We already said the 5s had an X-wing left over. 6s, there we go. This is 6. One of those is, we're close to getting something over here. I feel it coming. I just gotta, this is not 7. One of these is 7. So that is starting to push this down at least. Oh, wait, the 5 here is, yeah, that works. With the 7 now here, we can say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. We might have something just staring at us. We know these are not the 2s. Let's get rid of that stuff. These are not 3s. This is not a 4. This is not a 1. Okay. Now, we have that. Let's get back to it. I don't think there was anything else. These have to be from 6, 7, 8, and 9. We know these are not 7s. These are not 9s or 6s. There we go. So this is 8 and 7. Therefore, these are not 7s and 8s. And we must have something that correlated with those. Yep, that goes down to the 9 and the 8. That'll come back up, maybe. This is the only place a 9 can go, so we'll do that. Now that will come back down to a 5. This can't be 6 or 5, so it's 3, 6, 5. There we go. Now we can get to the 4 and the 6. Now it seems like it's breaking out. This is 3, 1. That's a 2, 4. So this is 1, 9, 8. That's a 2, 4. So this is 9, 1, 2. Good, 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 good. We're just going to have a couple little things left over, I guess. This is 7. This is 3. This is 1 or 2 to finish the row, and we have a 1. So this is the 2, 4, 2, 1. 4 and 2. The 9 comes back down to the 8 and the 9. And now we're just plugging in the last bits of info here. This is 1, 2, 4, 2, and 1. What are you? You're an 8. And what are you? You're a 4. And then 9 and 8. There we go. Good. So, saw the puzzle solutions correct. That was a very good puzzle. 3,000 solves in 477 days. Well, it hasn't been on this website for that long. So I think it's only been out for about a week on the particular website. So this is going to be another one of those things where it was created over a year ago. It's had plays elsewhere. And then we've had people pick it up now that it's been posted to the main websites there. So really good puzzle. Definitely did enjoy that. A little bit of a kind of have to work out some options to get into it. But once it got in, it seemed to go pretty well. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed that thing. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.